We definitely need more people to work in the world of sustainability. That is an area that everybody should immediately get started on. Do I need plastic? I think the right time was 5 years ago. We definitely need more people to work in the world of sustainability, right? And I say that with a pinch of salt. I think, like I said in the session, that every job that's out there is a climate job. You just have not made that discovery yet. So by all means, if this is something that you feel passionately about, you should try and actively pursue a career in this space. There could be various different types. I mean, you obviously, now that every industry has this under focus, so you could work in corporate strategy, which means working in the widest, in getting embedded in a corporate team. Working in corporate sustainability, which might mean you look at reporting, you might look at data tracking within an organization, you might look at emissions tracking within an organization. You end up working with consultants. When you're working in the world of consulting, you might need a completely different skill set, because now you are working across industries and across geographies, which will need a lot of, depending on the kind of role you end up choosing, you would need to know a lot of frameworks, a lot of different requirements related to reporting responsibilities that companies have around the world. You might want to pursue a career in decarbonization, perhaps, right, where you have already identified the kind of issues within your company's value chain which are causing the problems that we're facing today, and then you actively pursue technologies and ways to decarbonize them. This might also lead into a career in this general ESG or sustainability strategy, where you advise businesses on how to plan their business strategies over the next 3, 5, 10 years, different time frames, in order to stay relevant within their industries and globally if they have that kind of presence. These are some examples. There's a lot of examples of this. Technology plays a very important role for sure, depending on how you want to deploy it. You can deploy tech to simply collect data. That data could be needed to simply create a verifiable database for an organization internally, or it could be needed and used to report against certain requirements. Or it could be used, once it becomes verifiable enough and strong enough, it could be used as data that can drive decisions as well, right? So this is where technology can solve a data problem, which is a huge problem within the world of sustainability climate. You could use technology to develop and then deploy solutions which actively mitigate or address the issue of carbon emissions. So whether it's CCUS, you could develop things in retrofitting, everyday solutions, right? So of finding solutions to everyday problems, that is an area that technology can provide. There are many uses, and it's too wide a subject to cover in a small snip, but it's definite. Climate tech is definitely a very interesting area to want to pursue a career. I mean, I think of late we have sort of slowed down. I would love to see where we are headed when it comes to CCUS and generally in terms of decarbonizing the overall grids, because that's going to have a significantly wide impact. If the world is able to develop certain technologies where we are able to get together and create decarbonization solution at a grid level, which is will be able to drive down emissions at a much larger scale compared to smaller technologies. At the same time, another equally interesting side would be retrofitting of buildings, right? So building retrofits are very important, because what essentially you're signaling there is that you don't need to necessarily build new every time in order to have a very efficient building. Rather, what you can do is find solutions for issues within existing buildings, and then figure out simpler solutions, potentially affordable as well, which can solve for these problems, climate related issues, emissions related issues, or any kind of problem that exists there, and work in the area of building retrofits. I think that is an area that everybody should immediately get started on if they're not already on that journey. There are so many ways to contribute positively to the environment. The first and foremost, I think the easiest one would be to just reduce consumption or overconsumption, right? Because you need to consume sometimes in order to just sustain, but just perhaps consider not over-consuming things. Maybe just reconsider all decisions that you undertake when you're going out to buy something. Right? Do I really need this? What impact would this have on climate? consider the ecological, environmental impact of any and every action you take. If you're taking a decision to buy or purchase, say, a diesel vehicle, do I really need a diesel vehicle? Can this be done by something else? If you're making a decision to buy an EV, do you really need an EV? How good is the battery? I mean, there are many ways to look at things. You could look at something as simple as, should I take a shower or should I use a bucket to take a bath? Should I waste food or should I just take a smaller portion? Do I need plastic? So there are endless number of solutions that can be undertaken by everyday decisions by everyone in order to positively contribute to the climate change.